always have people come up and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you mind if I ask you?" And I think, how old I am? No, I don't mind. Well, as far as history goes, it's naturally a long history since I'm 66, but you know, I was always a strong little kid, but we didn't do anything for exercise back then. I didn't know that a gym existed, and it didn't in Dublin, Georgia. But I didn't participate in any sports. I was a klutz. You know, by the time I was in high school, I was a little bit chunky, so went off to college, and at Emory, they had a physical conditioning course that all freshmen had to take. So I started running and lost 20 pounds, mainly on an economic diet. I was too poor to buy food, but really got in pretty good shape in college, and that continued until I got married and started having children, and frankly, life was too busy to exercise, and I still didn't know that there were such a thing as gyms. I only knew that my husband had his own set of weights. I could use those, but I never did. I was busy. So when I was about 50 years old, I was teaching and part-time at a local private school, and I decided that I was tired of being fat and 50, and I wanted to do something about it. The clothes sizes were getting way too big, so my daughter took my other daughter took me to a gym up in Rhode Island. I thought, this is doable, this is possible, it's not threatening. So I joined the Y and started teaching at the Y, because the only way a fanatic can go is overboard. So I immediately fell in love with exercise, started teaching gradually without dieting, got into really good shape, and but after several years I was tired of teaching. It interfered with my workouts, so I joined Anytime Fitness and just started working out.
Audio Jungle.
Almost high enough. I was 15.
Audio Jungle.
Well, Anytime Fitness is great because you can come anytime, for one thing. Not that I've ever had an intense need at 2 a.m. to come and work out, but if I did, I can do it. And it's not threatening. There are ordinary folks here, you know, people that are really fit, people that are just starting out. It's not the spandex crowd, it's people that have jobs. You know, they're real people, they have other lives besides working out. I just like the atmosphere. It's a really friendly atmosphere. I mean, I belong to, 4 of the gyms. Anytime Fitness is where I work out because it's got everything that I need. You know, I can talk to people or not talk to people.
Audio Jungle.
When my husband died 4 years ago, Tommy, he was actually at Anytime Fitness, and of course they called Tommy. He was coming in from out of town. He beat me to the emergency room, and he was there for me. You know, when I learned of his death, he helped me make all the phone calls. He was just such a good friend then and afterwards that, you know, that personally just means so much. But that, of course, has nothing to do with why the gym is a great place for other people. But it does indicate that he and Tammy really care about their members, and they get to know their members. You know, that's just really special in this days where most things are impersonal. You walk into a gym and somebody that you've never seen before says hi in kind of a mechanical way, if they say anything at all. Tommy will talk to you. Tammy will talk to you. They get to know you, and I think that's important. Well, I had ulcerative colitis from the time I was 21, and it gradually got worse and worse and worse and worse until I was so bad off that I had to have my colon removed, and that was in 2009. And that was, you know, quite a blow. That's really major surgery. Had an ostomy and had to wear a bag for 3 months, which is not one of those fun things, but I began working out as soon as I could after my surgery. And my surgeon told me that I could not do sit-ups or push-ups, but after 3 months I could do sit-ups and push-ups. It's amazing what it changes your attitude about ab exercises. If you didn't like ab exercises before you have your stomach cut from zitch to zatch, afterwards you're so grateful to be able to do ab exercises that you think, gosh, this is great, I can do ab exercise.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Last one doesn't count. Monday, as a general rule, I hit Anytime Fitness after kickboxing. You try to go to kickboxing most every morning. So in the afternoon or immediately after kickboxing, I go to Anytime Fitness and I do pretty much a strict weight workout, you know, bench presses, flies, rows, and so on. Sometime during the day, I work in my 200 push-ups, do that every day. I try to do at least 1 day a week. I try to do 50 pull-ups total, 50 or 60 pull-ups. So that's what I do on Monday. Tuesday, I have a Bible study, so I frequently don't get to go to the gym, but I can ride my bike for an hour. I'm trying to get better at that because my husband's a big biker and he wants us to be able to go on bike vacations together. Wednesday, if I get to come to Anytime Fitness, and I usually do, I will usually do the tower machine and do a lot of the same exercises, but using different equipment, not just the dumbbells. And I'll do more leg exercises. Frequently, I'll do intervals. I'll do jump rope 100 times, do 25 push-ups, do 15 to 25 lunges, and, you know, several things, do them in the series over and over and over again until I get my 200 push-ups in. And I do that, and sometimes get on the cardio machines, do 30 minutes to an hour on the cardio, various asymmetric cardio machines. And that's Wednesday. Thursday, I do what I didn't get to do on Wednesday, and so on. You know, I've just got my system and I go through it. I do a lot of the same things. There's fundamental exercises that I think you can't go wrong on, but it's about
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
I always am looking around to see what other people are doing. If I see something that looks interesting that I haven't done in a while, I gradually learned that I've done most everything, but I forget things, and watching other people brings things back to the forefront of my mind. Like the other day, there was this guy that he did a dumbbell curl, overhead press, and then he came back down, he put the dumbbells down on the ground and did a push-up or a burpee or sprawl or whatever anybody wants to call it. I hadn't done that in a while. What a great cardio thing, you know, so I'm going to plan to do that. I just have purchased, haven't got it yet, just have purchased a interval timer, because it's amazing what you can do just with body weight if you do it in 30-second intervals, you know. 30-second push-ups, 30-second pull-ups, 30-second jumping jacks, 30-second high knees, you know, 30-second butt kickers, and so on. I've got coming a little timer that will beep after 30 seconds, so I can do everything in 30-second intervals. So I'm looking forward to jazzing up my workouts a little bit like that.
Audio Jungle.
I get 8 to 9 hours of sleep most every night. I find that I feel better. and have more energy if I get 9 hours of sleep. I've always required more sleep than most people. I drink a lot of water, and I usually don't drink anything else but water except for my coffee in the morning.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Because I don't have a colon anymore, I can't eat a high fiber diet the way most people should, which is unfortunate because I actually like a high fiber diet. But you know, I eat desserts. I don't ever drink soft drinks. I don't, as a general rule, eat anything with high fructose corn syrup. But I like my sugar along with everything else, and you know, a supper of pizza and ice cream is not a bad thing every once in a while. There really is no substitute for the fundamentals. You know, if you eat too many calories, it's going to be stored in your body as excess weight. And you just have to count calories, or at least think about it. You don't really have to know the absolute calories and everything, but at least think about it. I think sugar's coming back in. You know, 10 years ago, everybody was so much into artificial sweeteners. Now you'll actually see packages in the grocery store that say real sugar, no artificial sweeteners. That's a change. So I think from what I'm reading in various magazines and publications, sugar is not quite as demonized as it was 5 to 10 years ago. But the artificial sweeteners are, you know, just fooling the body. The body doesn't, it's my understanding, doesn't metabolize them the way it does sugar. So sugar comes along and it doesn't metabolize the sugar the way it used to metabolize sugar, or at least that's what I've been told. But I just think go for the real stuff. Why clutter your life with too much that's artificial?
Audio Jungle.
Well, first I tell them that there are a lot of different body types, and they should not think, most people, especially women, are concerned about losing weight. And I said, I always tell them, take your mind and your attention off your weight. When I first started working out, I weighed 30 to 40 pounds more than I do now. And I finally had to come to the conclusion that it was hard to lose weight. I finally came to the conclusion, I'm going to be the strongest fat woman in the gym. And I tell them to have that attitude. Don't look at your weight. Look at your strength. Just concentrate on getting stronger and more physically fit. The weight will come off, but even if it doesn't, you'll be in good shape. If the Lord made a zillion different kind of butterflies, He made a zillion different types of bodies, so be happy with the one you got and try to get it in as decent shape as you can. And then if they ask me for specific exercises, I usually start them off, back when I was doing personal training, I would usually start them off on bicep curls, simply because they can see the results of bicep curls as a general rule quicker than anything else. Most women have a lot of fat from their waist down. They've got fat on their arms, but not as much. And if they can see a little definition coming in that bicep, that gives them the encouragement they need to keep on doing other exercises. And just encouraging them to not overdo, but to realize that being sore is a good thing. Being injured is not good, don't overdo, but being sore, hey, that's great, learn to love it. Don't just walk on the treadmill, don't just do elliptical, do both, because you can get in really good cardiovascular shape, which is great, but what's really going to push you over the top as far as getting into shape is doing some weightlifting.
How much weight is that, Julia?
It's 85.
Audio Jungle.
Like, comment, and share.
And say subscribe to the Instagram.
Subscribe to the Instagram.
Point down.